Okay, a couple more flights on our brushless Eachine Mini P51D. Let's get it in the air. Wanted to tip stall on me there. Not quite enough throttle on launch. Now I've got it set up. I set my timer this time for 6 minutes instead of 5 minutes because after my 5-minute flights, I still had 4 volts and that one S LiPo. Isn't that amazing? I hope I got that on camera. That was awesome. Check that out. I cannot believe. I'm going to have to put a little more expo in my elevator again. I cannot believe how much power that has compared to the stock system. That is cool. Look at that. I never would have believed that. Now, according to my thrust numbers, it's just a 1.1 to 1 thrust to weight ratio. I don't know what the stock system had, but it certainly wasn't that much power. You got to be careful about going too slow because it will tip stall. Whee! I am loving this plane now. Even more. Even more than before. That is too cool. Quiet, isn't it? Let's see a speed run through here. Look at that, and it holds its line pretty well. I've got a little bit of down trim in that motor. So you don't want to apply too much throttle on launch because it will pull the nose down until it gets up to speed. But these little microplanes have a tendency to balloon up a little bit when you apply throttle. So I put a little bit of down angle in the motor, and that has really worked out well. And a little bit of right angle in the motor to counteract torque. But is that cool or what? Awesome flying plane. That is sweet. Little barrel rolls. Look at that climb vertical. Is that awesome or what? Woo! Return to target. Stay out of the sun. Stay out of the sun, Tony. You guys yelling at me yet? You're supposed to yell at me when I go toward the sun. I do not want to lose another plane in the sun. That is absolutely fantastic. Alright, now I'm curious because I'm not easy in the throttle with this plane. You know, I'm doing a lot of maneuvers and stuff with it. And my haptic is starting to go off, and this is a 6-minute flight. After the 5-minute flight, I still had 4 volts in the pack. There we go. And I am still doing loops with it after 6 minutes. Alright, so let's bring it in. Ah! I'm gonna have to try and land it on the road. It's just too rough over here. But all right, so I'm gonna see how much is left in the pack now after a 6-minute flight, being pretty heavy in the throttle most of the time, and that's the way I usually fly. So, all right, and then we'll put another battery pack in it. I am absolutely loving this brushless P51 Mustang. See you in a minute. Okay, flight number 2 on session number 2. And I checked the pack after that flight, and it was still registering 4 volts in that battery pack after a 6-minute flight. I don't know what's going on. Is my battery meter not accurately measuring 1S lipos? I don't know. It's hard for me to believe that after flying it the way I was flying it for 6 minutes, I still had 4 volts in the pack. So when I get back to the hangar, I'm going to pull out my multimeter and double check just to see. This is probably going to be the last flight today because the bugs are starting to really get bad out here. Alright, let's get it in the air. I still didn't give it enough throttle on that launch. I'm going to have to start giving it about 60% throttle, I think. Bugs. Alright, now, like I've asked you in the past, if you see me flying toward the sun, yell at me. I do not want to lose another plane in the sun. Oh my gosh, did you see that? That was completely vertical and climbing. On the 1S brushless power system. How can that be? That is so cool. Isn't that so cool? Man, I am loving this. That is so sweet, I have to say. That is so sweet. I cannot believe it. Oh, man, I am having such a blast with this. Whoa. Check that out. That climbs like nobody's business. I can't believe. I never would have guessed. I never would have guessed that this 1S power system would have this plane, this 1S brushless power system would have this plane performing as well as it is. And I certainly didn't think it was going to be as efficient as it is. I don't have a way to accurately measure amp draw on a 1S power system. So, I just didn't think, I just did not think that I was going to get the kind of flight time that looks like I'm going to be getting out of this on a 1S brushless power system with this much power, because it definitely has more power than it did stock. And that was another thing, because I didn't have a way of measuring the thrust from the stock power system, the brush motor and the gearbox. So I really did not know what I was going to see when I threw this in the air the first time. I had no idea, but look at that climb. Wow. Is that awesome or is that awesome? Man, you don't need a 2S power system on this one. And I was really worried about that. I thought, man, it's, a 2S power system would make it so much heavier, you know? A 2S power system. So this is the first time that I've put a 1S power system in something that I really, brushless power system, I've really been happy with the performance that I am seeing. That is awesome. Look at that. That is a huge loop. Oh man, this is so cool. So darn cool. I am loving it. The only thing you have to be careful of is you don't want to fly too slow because it will tip stall. As you saw on a couple of my launches so far, it was really trying to tip stall on me. And I was launching at about 50-55% throttle. Maybe I didn't give it a good enough check, but I think next time I launch it, I'll launch it about 60% throttle and see how that works out. Look at those big loops, man. I've got to be already over halfway through this battery pack, right? Awesome. Awesome performance. That is so cool. Isn't that cool? For a little nano warbird on a 1S brushless power system. Did you guys yell at me? I was going toward the sun again. I hope somebody out there was yelling at me. Okay, my haptic is starting to go off. And I'm going to come in on a crosswind. Man! Alright, this is definitely going to be it. The bugs are terrible out here today. Alright, timer's a lap. So let's see if we can bring it in on the road, on the main road. Oh, maybe not. Let's see here. Ah! Man! What's the matter with me? How come I can't land this thing? Hope I didn't break my prop. Alright. So, looks like everything is still intact. These are supposed to be durable props, so we are definitely gonna test out the durability of these props. But anyway, I am absolutely ecstatic about the amount of performance and flight time that I am going to be getting out of this 1S brushless power system. Absolutely fantastic. So stay tuned for more flights from this now brushless little micro or nano warbird P51 Mustang, because I'm having a lot of fun with this. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the air.